now that you're all sugared up, that was my motive for bringing the cupcakes. I want everyone to stand up for a second. If you don't mind. Just do what I do, okay? Here we go. Okay. I just wanted to make a fool of myself and I wanted you to join in with me. Now that we're all relaxed and excited, our energy's up a little bit. Just wanted to first say thank you so much for this opportunity. Steve just walked out the door, so he's not going to hear the thank you, but I feel very humble that they asked me to come up here and share some tips that I have with time management. I'm not an expert. He lied. I'm not an expert. In fact, I picked this subject. I had a few to choose from, but I picked this particular one for selfish reasons. I've always struggled with time management. I've just been a person who thinks I can do everything, and I'm interested in this, and I can fit this in, and I can put this. I'm a yes person. And I don't know if you're the same way, but I've come to the conclusion that my life is spinning out of control, and I'm still having fun, but I needed some structure. So what if you had a bank account that credited your account $1,440 every morning? That'd be great. What if every evening the bank deletes any amount that has not been used? Not so great. What if the bank carried no remaining balance from day to day? What would you do with that? Each of us has a bank like this. It's called the bank of time. So you have, everyone's smiling because they think, nice. Okay. Every morning you have 1,414 minutes to use, okay? Every night it writes off as a loss the minutes you do not use towards a purpose. Carries over no balance, it allows no overdraft, and there's no borrowing against tomorrow. Okay guys, the clock is ticking, so make the most of today. You must live in the moment of today's deposits. How many of you feel like you just have a day where you think, I didn't get anything done, but I was busy all day? You know? So we need to focus on investing this time to get the most out of our health, our happiness, and our success. And I'm going to teach you some things that will help you do that. So that's what we're talking about today is time management, how to get the most out of this ground floor opportunity. And Steve was right, this company is in its infancy. It's still a ground floor opportunity, okay? So here's our to-do list. And let me just tell you, this subject, it's like an onion. You could just peel off layer after layer and get deeper and deeper, and you would still not know everything there is to know about time management because there's so many different ways people structure their time. And so what I present to you today may not work for everyone. So I would encourage you to just do your own investigating, maybe grab a couple of tidbits of information that I present to you today and use it in your own life. So what is time? What's time? Is it a little, clock ticking all day long? No. Time is driven through emotion. What do I mean by that? Some people think that's deep. It's deep, I know. We're taking a new twist today towards time. We're digging in deeper because I've always struggled with, okay, you got to do this and this and this, and this is the plan, and this is how you do it. Well, I want to know why. Why does it work that way? So when I say when time is driven through emotion, what gets us out of bed every day?
Determines what you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you're sad and depressed and mopey, you can just sit there and time will fly by and you've got nothing done.
Exactly. So when we find something that makes us happy, we feel fear about something, sometimes that gets us into action, doesn't it? I mean, when we talk about emergency preparedness, the fear kind of sets in and that kind of gets our kick in our But what we're really managing is our emotions, okay? So we need to figure that out, okay? Change is never a matter of ability, it's a matter of motivation, okay? Or motivation. When I say emotion, think of motivation as well, okay? So let me repeat that. Change is never a matter of ability, it's just a matter of motivation, okay? Activity without purpose is the drain to a life without fulfillment. And you're going to hear a lot of Anthony Robbins quotes tonight because like I said, I'm not an expert. I had to really research this subject, and so I grabbed quotes of all of these experts out there, and Tony Robbins, he's one of those guys who's just great at this. Okay, so knowing what you want and having enough reasons to follow through, that's the key to managing our emotions and to get the most out of our time. Because that's what we really want to do. We want to get the most out of our time, otherwise we're wasting our time. Okay, so your momentum is power. Those emotions that you have every day, that creates that momentum. So we believe that your education, all the things you're learning today, all the things that you're going to be learning through your self-reliance training, that leads to knowledge. But if you've wasted your time, you've wasted your time if you're not applying that knowledge and putting it into action, right? Harness that power, you can change anything in your life. So how do you spend your time? Okay, think about that for a minute. I pressed record.
Okay, making sure
So I was thinking about this. I thought, okay, I have things that I do every day, and some things are have-tos, some things are choose-tos, and some things are my to-dos, or my will-tos. So those are things I'm going to do in the future. So think about that. So basically, every day we have our have-tos and our choose-tos, okay? And so I was really thinking, okay, so in a week, how much time do I have in a week? Because that's usually what I'm looking at. I tend to look at a month, ahead of time, but the week is really what I'm focusing on. So if I have 168 hours in a week, this is how I divided it up. Okay, mommy hours, 8 hours. It's probably a little bit more than that because we're on call. So these are, variables. So I figured out I had 28 hours left over in the week. So per day, an extra 4 hours. Okay, what would I spend that time on? Well, that was my big question when I became a self-reliance consultant. I came home, Amber did a party in Las Cruces, and I went there, had the pineapple, loved it, came home and I said, honey, I think I might have found a new hobby. And he just rolled his eyes and said, what is it? You want to become a self-reliance consultant? I'm like, yeah, I really feel I love this. And so my emotions are really what got me into this company. I'm an emotion kind of girl. But I was like, okay, so then we got to talk about this. So these are my positive emotions. I tend to look at the positive first. And sometimes that's a curse to always look at the positives and not think of the consequences. But this is what I was talking to my husband about. I said, honey, this is a good opportunity. We just started out. We really got to get in. I would be the first consultant in Las Cruces. So I was kind of looking at it that first. Then I thought, okay, this would be good because we'd be building our home store. And I think others would like it. I mean, the pineapple was amazing, so let's share this with everyone else. And then I felt, back to building the home store, I thought, okay, even if I don't make any money in this, at least we'd be getting our food half off. I'm happy with that. I mean, we've been wanting to have this security, so that's a plus, don't you think? And so then I felt, I'm pretty smart making this decision. So those are my emotions that I was feeling when I came to him with this problem. Not problem, but opportunity. But then we have to, he's my reality check. He says, but honey, what about this? You're right. I started thinking about, okay, well, I guess it would kind of take time away from my family. would I be spending all my time doing parties? I wouldn't be with my kids very much. Could I get over my fears of being, a salesman? And I remember talking to Amber about this. We talked on the phone for at least an hour about all my negative emotions. And then I thought, is this going to be another failed home business? Because I had joined a couple of other home business things in the past, when I was a young mom, and did not succeed at all. And I think it was because I didn't fully believe in the product. Whereas this time I thought, you know what? All of these positives super outweigh the negatives, because the negatives can be fixed. I can fix these emotions. Okay, these aren't cemented into my psyche. I can fix this. Okay? So as I was kind of working through those negative emotions, I had clarity. Okay? So clarity is where you want to be going when you talk about how do I spend my time. You need that clarity. And so you need to know what your motivation is, what your drive is, okay, and how you're going to move along. So these positive emotions, sorry guys, I'm not even tired. These positive emotions, those were the things that I was using to get my motivation from. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so how do I organize my tasks to build my Shelf Reliance business? So that was my next, hurdle. I want to get going, but I still got those negative emotions. I got to get over those, right? So this is what I've been studying the past 6 months, I think. Okay, have any of you guys heard of this concept? The analogy of the rider and the elephant? Hands? Okay, good. I'm so excited to share this. This book right here, it's called Switch, How to Change When Change is Hard. Please check this book out. It's amazing, okay? Chip and Dan Heath, they're brothers, and they wrote this book because they wanted to find out how it is that we change. Change is always hard, And so they were talking about this analogy that was, correct me. Okay. So there's an analogy about the rider and the elephant. Okay, the rider is the one, this little guy perched on top, and he's directing the elephant. The rider is your logical side of your brain, the one who says, okay, we got to do this today. You're walking through the house, okay, I got to pick up this laundry. I've got to call Jane. I got to call her. That's your logical brain. Your elephant is the one that says, laundry. Seriously? 7 loads today? I don't want to call Jane because she's probably going to think I'm bothering her. And the elephant, that's our emotion. It's big because emotions tend to win, right? So that's why it's a big, giant elephant. Think of every time you sleep in or you get that extra cookie when you're on that diet. Those are geared towards our emotions, right? So this analogy of the rider and the elephant is so important because when they work together, we can stay on that path. We talked about getting down that path. That path, I want you to imagine, is your postcard destination, okay? Imagine you just get a postcard in the mail and it's a picture of the beach or the Alps or something beautiful, okay? That is your postcard destination. It can either be, I want to reach mentor this month. That's your destination. So I want you to, instead of saying, goals, if goals sounds too far-fetched for you, too far down the road, use postcard destination, okay? Doesn't it kind of create a picture in your head? Okay, so remember that those first initial emotions or things that are motivating you to take action or to. So say your postcard destination is, okay, in order to make mentor, to have the financial freedom to do XYZ, or to build my home store XYZ, I need to have 3,500 in sales. How do I get there? Just because I said I want to do it does not mean it's going to fall in my lap, right? So our writer, our logical brain, our side of our brain needs to think, okay, these are the steps you need to do to get to this goal, this postcard destination. So your writer says, schedule 3 parties, Joyce, and at the parties you need to shoot for a goal of $1,200 in sales per party. And then I think, okay, how am I going to get $1,200 in sales? Okay. So then I start breaking down, okay, if I get so many people on the queue for this amount, then I can reach my $1,200 in sales. So then you start thinking, okay, what do I need to do? I need to learn how to sell the queue. I need to know everything there is about the queue. So then you start gaining that confidence. You're at the parties, you're selling the queue, and pretty soon you've gotten to where you've reached your goal. You're now a mentor. Your elephant is motivated to do more, right? Okay, so say the next month, month 2, you're on to that next postcard destination. I want to reach director. I just want to keep going with this momentum that I'm getting. My elephant is feeling really good and motivated. So let's keep that elephant fed. So your writer says, okay, so let's keep going. Schedule 3 more parties. You still have your residual $1,200 in sales because that's the beauty of the queue, right? Then you add, another $3,600 from your party. You have $4,800 in sales. Say you have a couple of team members that you got from these 3 parties. They're starting their business. They're getting going. They've reached mentor. You have team sales of $10,800. You've reached director. See how that works? So your writer helps you break down the steps you need to take. And your elephant, your motivation factor, when they work together, you can really, really reach high success. So first, we just need to decide. And that's the ultimate power. So we just need to break down, help our writer break down the things that we really want to do. Decide to do them, commit to doing it. Okay, so now that we're deciding, we need to realize that decisions shape our destiny. If you think about it, the history of the world was based on decisions. Whether it's to go to war, whether it's to not sit in the back of the bus, those are decisions that really ultimately shape our destiny. Deciding to come to this Shelf Alliance opportunity is going to shape your destiny, your life,